What's up, YouTube? Um, so today, it's just really about sharing some stuff that I found, or jewels that I found to be useful thus far in my life. Um, some knowledge, wisdom, whatever you want to call it. I'm only 29 years old, so you know, might not carry no weight to some people, but I've known this stuff to be powerful in a sense. So if someone is disciplined enough, motivated enough, then they will be able to receive it, they will be able to apply it, and they will notice that their life will start to change. And so I'm not ordained as a preacher. I'm not trying to just is. It's not about that. It's really just about informing people on different ways of handling situations in life. So I guess I'll go ahead and get started. We wrestle with principles and principalities. And I think we wrestle with the flesh too. And what I've learned is this: we got to say no to ourselves. We give consent to ourselves um, in just too many situations. We say yes. Now, it may not seem like, oh, this is some magical knowledge that's going to change your life. But if you sit with it for a second and you think about it and you implement it, you will see how it can change your life. What's up, Lively Purple? The power of no. That's what everybody power is. Everybody power is in no. Tyler Maxwell, what's up? If we want the world to change, all everybody got to do is get together and say no. But what's up? I'm short. We don't say no to ourselves. We would rather say no to everything else. It's hard to say no to yourself because it's you. You happy with being who you is. You happy with the way that your life is going. You happy with getting your way and your desires being met. So anytime you faced with saying no to yourself, it's gonna be a feeling that arises. That feeling that comes up whenever you have to say no to yourself is what you got to go to war with. You don't go to war with it like I'm finna go, poison myself. No, you got to go to war with it in the sense of you got to acknowledge that you feel some kind of way. You have to be honest with yourself about what it is that has came up within you and understand that that feeling that arose when the truth was spoken to you, that's the feeling, that thing you have is separate from you. And so when you can identify that those feelings and you can separate yourself from those feelings and you can see them for what they are. And so from there, you can start to change your life. We think that changing, like, my life gonna change because I make this amount of money. I make like $80,000 a year. I'm 29 years old. Some people say, "Oh, that's a lot of money," but for me, it's like it's just money. I'm able to take care of my family, but truth be told, it's really not even enough. For my time because I can't get my time back. So I don't see money how a lot of people see money. I've made 140,000, and I'm not even gonna just get on money, man. But my point is, when you start to implement this stuff, you're able to apply it in the smallest areas of your life. And so it, I know I think it was The Simpsons when the daddy used to always hit his head, he'd be like, don't. You know, he always just did something stupid. And a lot of the time that's what we do. We bump our head and we be so frustrated when we bump our head. But we be so frustrated because we don't really know how to deal with the experience that we just had. We're not really taught how to live life. We're just taught how to be a slave. What's up with you, Cole? That's it. We just taught how to be a slave. And so we don't know that we're taught how to be slaves. We content with um, chasing money. We content with chasing status. We content with the house and the cars and the good job and the nice looking spouse or whatever, you know, whatever you prefer. This is the stuff that we are content with. And so with us being content with these things, we never really stop to consider if it's even meaningful. Like, does this stuff really matter? Because the job you have don't add to your value. It don't make you better than your neighbor. Just because you got a good job don't make you better than your neighbor. It don't make you have a good spirit. It don't make you have good morals or good ethics because you got a good job. That don't matter. You can have a good job, appreciate it, and you can be poor in your spirit. You can have a hateful heart. You can have an envious heart. Your mind can be chaotic. You might not get no good sleep. And so you got that good job, you got that I'm not better than my neighbor, man. But I'm just me. You can have a good job, nice house and all that kind of stuff, but your quality of life really might not be, you might not have a good quality of life. Your quality of life may be poor. Yeah, on the outside, Tiffany Williams, I guess, if that's what you think. Whatever, man. Y'all enjoy yourself in these comments, man. So on the outside, if that's what you think, that, you know, life, the life that you build for yourself is based on what you achieve, and you think that that's your value, you will forever be chasing that carrot. The world does not give you your value. You gain your value from realizing who you are in your heart. When you realize that, that's where your value comes from. Everything outside of ourselves is solicitation. So like on here, somebody said that word around town is I'm gay. So she's soliciting to me, right? So if I let that solicitation bother me, then I would be going outside of myself, and she would have power over me because I adhered to the solicitation. But I know that's like, you know, like it's nothing to pay attention to. Burger King got commercials. TV, you got commercials. No matter where you at in the world, if you're gonna watch TV, they're gonna put commercials on you. I have YouTube Premium. I gotta pay for it to not have ads, but they're gonna add you to death. They're gonna solicitate to you to death. Why? Because we want you to come and buy this. We want you to spend your time over here. That's why you can look at analytics. Analytics says this: how many people you spending their time, or this how many people you watch, or this how long you've been on this phone. You've been on this phone for 6 hours. You've been on Instagram 24 hours out of the week. Why is that important? Why does that matter? Because the most important thing that is at everybody's disposal is our time. That's the most important asset that all of us got, is our time. Reason being is because we can't never get our time back. You won't ever get your time back. I don't care how hard you try, you can't get it back. And so we live in such a beautiful graveyard. Earth is a beautiful graveyard. It's beautiful. The mountains, the oceans, the sun. the beaches, the forest. It's all beautiful, but the reality is everybody that's alive right now probably won't be alive in 100 years. And so our time here is short. And what we do with our time right now really will determine, like, you know, did our life amount to anything? Like, I want my life to amount to something. I know everybody probably feel the same thing. Like, what's my purpose? What am I supposed to do? Everybody's main character. Everybody got that main character energy. Everybody. I don't care who you is. I know you got main character energy in your life because I'm doing good. No, it's not a lace front, bro. And milk for babes, meat for strong men, bend over. So everybody's main character in their life. And so, in a sense, everybody want to know their purpose. Everybody want to be this big thing. Some people are beat down by their emotions, by their peers, by comparison to other people. So they don't really feel valued. They don't really feel like they have anything to offer. Some people are insecure or afraid, but they might have a bright light. But the world told them that that light is bad that they have. So we all are the main character in our life, man. We all see the world from our eyes. Like I'm looking on this side of the camera, but I'm looking at the camera. So I'm by myself in this room, and essentially all of y'all are like, I don't know where y'all at. Y'all just there. And so it's the same thing. Y'all looking at y'all phone and y'all see me talking. But y'all by yourself, wherever y'all at. It's like a movie scene. You know how the scenes switch? You got one scene, you got the next scene. Everybody's the main character, bro. And we all want to be great, whatever great is. But I think we allow the powers that be to define greatness for us, and then we aim for that greatness. Oh, this is great. You know what I think great is? I think great is you got a love for cooking cheesecake. And so you start you a cheesecake business because that's what you love to do. You found peace in making cheesecake. You might like to rub people's feet, you know, but you found peace in rubbing people's feet. And so people come to you to get their feet rubbed. It's weird to somebody else, but honestly, I mean, if you find peace in, you know, taking care of what everybody used to travel through life, that's your purpose. The conversation that you can have, the way you make people feel, because when you rubbing their feet, it's intention behind every time your finger move a certain way. Each finger, it's intention behind that. So as you rubbing these people's feet, you know you massaging it, but you ain't massaging it with your hands. You massaging it with your heart and with your mind. That's the intention behind rubbing the feet. Like, oh, I'm gonna rub it like this for a second. You gotta get the thumbs in there real good. You know, let me switch it up. I'm gonna hold tight right here, and I'm gonna just push at the bottom of your foot and just rub it, right? Y'all probably can feel y'all feet being rubbed right now by me. But the point that I'm saying is, when you figure out that thing that you love to do, you know, your gift to the world. Ultimately, all of us give love to the world, but we give love in different ways. Some people create art or what's considered art. But what I'm thinking is that it's all art. Conversation is art because I can paint a picture for you with my words. That's art. Somebody might write a poem. He just wrote it down. He can speak it. That's art. He painted a picture. And maybe it was something that you felt when you followed each word. It took you to a certain feeling within yourself or a point of relation within yourself. And so, in my opinion, expression is art. If I got on here and I just was quiet, nobody would get nothing, and probably neither would I. Nobody, you know. But I speak because this is the primary way of communication. And so we lack the ability to express ourselves. You know, we lack that ability. We don't really know how to communicate. We got a bunch of words. Everybody got a bunch of words, but it's nothing really attached to the words. Our spirit ain't behind our words yet. And so when your spirits ain't behind your words, you say stuff like "shut up," like vlogs. You know, you say crazy stuff because your spirit ain't behind your words, which means that you're not speaking life yet. You ain't realized. You ain't self-realized, and so you don't understand the power of your words and how they could affect people. You know, you still living on the base level. I'm not living on the base level. I live at another level. The level I live at is life. So when I see my kids and I play with my kids, when my kids are laughing, I speak life into them. In those moments when they laughing, when I'm playing with my daughters and they laughing, I'm like, yeah, you beautiful. Your life is going to be amazing. You're going to be a great mother. You're going to be even if you don't decide to be a mother, you're going to be a great human. You're going to be a great human. You're powerful. You're strong. You're wise. You're intelligent. When they laughing, this is what I'm speaking to them when they're laughing. You know. And so it's one of those things where, you know, this is not taught in school, man. This stuff is boring to most people. People don't really have the attention span to follow because TikTok, you know, TikTok, 30-second reel, YouTube, 1 minute, you know, Facebook, whatever. So the attention spans of us that we have now is short, it's minute. We can't get much across. I got a family. I got 2 kids. I got a wife. Common law, 11 years. But soon to be legally married. But most definitely, Jose. And so people are not really taught to actively live life, man. They're not taught that, man. That's not what people want. People want right now. You know, to be a father and to consider what's the next move for your family. Like, I'm in this moment, but I gotta try to figure out how we finna move forward. I gotta process this. That's not taught in school. And if you grew up similar to how I grew up, where your parents was working all the time, you know, now you good, vlogs. You straight, bro. I don't take no offense. But if you grew up how I grew up, you know, my parents was always at work. So I used to yearn to have my parents. Like, man, I wish y'all didn't work so much, but they had to take care of us. It was 6 of us. And so just to think that because they had to take care of us, they went to work like they did. And that's good in one sense, but in the other sense, we missed out on a lot of experiences that we could have had, a lot of moments that we could have shared. Now my pops passed away, you know. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. When I tell you, it's all about God over here. But I ain't pushing that on nobody. My pops passed away. I had to take care of my family. I'm the oldest of 6. I had to provide a house, cars, Christmas, school clothes, birthdays. That was me. I had to do that. At 23 years old. I'm 29 now. I've been through that. I watched my dad take his last breath. I've experienced that. And so it blew me away. The reality of life. My pops couldn't speak. This was a person that was loud. When he come into a room, his presence is felt. His voice is loud. On his deathbed, he could not speak. That's crazy. All he could do was just tears coming down. He couldn't say nothing. He couldn't say a word to me. He couldn't say, "You're going to do good. It's going to be okay." You couldn't say nothing to me, man. I had to watch him in his last moments. And so my family is good. All my siblings graduated. We got one more in school. She graduated in like 2 years. But I'm thankful for his life. I'm thankful for my experience, man. I wouldn't trade it for the world. You know, I wouldn't trade it for the world, man, because at the end of the day, I got breath in my body. I'm able. I got life, and so I'm gonna speak life into everybody because the truth, the one thing that we all got to deal with one day is death. Everybody's life is hard. I don't care how somebody else's life looks. Everybody's life is hard in some way. There's no comparison, my life to your life. Like, your life is hard, bro. I know your life is hard. You might not struggle with these things, but you might struggle with this. So who am I to kick you down when I already know that the experience for the majority of us is a challenging experience? I know people that's 50, 60 years old, they still struggling. They're taking pills to cope with life. They're taking drugs to try to cope with life. When I was a kid, they was living life, and now 20 years done went by, they taking drugs to try to deal with life, man. That's crazy. That's sad. That life that had that much of an impact on those people to where the only way for them to process it and to try to get through it is to medicate. That just shows the state of our world, man. That's what that goes to show. And so, you know, we really got to be kind to one another, man. We got to speak life into each other, speak life into ourselves. Positivity shouldn't be something that is shunned, that is uplifted. Like if I put a negative comment on this video, like I know somebody that got fucked by Diddy. Do you know how many views I would have if I put something like that on the comment, bro? Like in the bar, everybody will come watch this. They'll be like, "Oh, tell me the story." That's entertaining. Other people suffering. It's entertaining, but it didn't happen to you, you know. But on the other side of it, it's like if I put something like "God loves you" or something, immediately everybody gonna run. Like, oh, I go one of them and go witness, man. You know, I'm not a Jehovah's Witness, bro. I'm not pushing nothing on you. I'm just offering perspective, which most people lack. They don't have the attention span. They can't sit through with it. When truth is spoken, something within your heart, something within you will rise up and it will bother you. You won't be at peace when truth is spoken. If I speak truth to you, that thing gonna get defensive immediately. What you talking about? Don't talk about that. No, we can't have that conversation, bro. You weird. Let me go find somebody else to troll or watch. Cause you speaking too much. I don't know what you just said, but it made me feel some kind of way. That's what happens when truth is spoken. So the dark sayings. And so what you do when nobody's around is who you are. Everybody know who they is when ain't nobody with them. Everybody know who they is when ain't nobody with them. But the crazy part is that's who everybody is. Who you are when nobody's with you is who you are. Now be that person. How many people can confidently be that person? Immediately when I said that, it went from 15 people to 8. 15 to 8 when I said that. Why? People be bothered, man. It's not for them. It's not for everybody. You know, what I'm whoever it's for. What's up, Jane? Rick gave me so many Drakes in your head, bro. Yeah, man. It's only 19 of them, you know? But life can be beautiful if we put in the work. It's simple. It's simple, but easier said than done. It'd be beautiful if you put in the work. It's not about having money. It's not about having the nicest car. It's not about having the biggest house. It's not about going to college and having 3, 4 degrees. It's not about, it's not about having power over people. It's really not about none of that stuff, bro. I appreciate that, Rick. It's not about none of that, man. One day, whenever, if or whenever everybody on here has some kids, How would you want your kids to be treated? If you think about that, then that'll show you how you should be treating people. That'll give you that's a basic guideline. Do I want my kids to be treated like the way I'm treating people? So if you don't want your kids to be treated any kind of way, then don't treat people any kind of way. You know, it's simple, bro. The golden rule: treat others the way you want to be treated. You know, kids not for everybody, but I mean, you know, life goes on. So some of us have that responsibility. Some of us get that opportunity, and it's a great responsibility, man. To be a father, to be a mother, I think it's a beautiful thing. You know, yeah. Some more stuff that I learned too is, y'all probably heard this before, but listen twice, speak once. Silence is golden, man. If you ever like got into meditation, and I don't meditate often, but I would meditate from time to time, right? And silence is loud. It is the loudest thing. When you become aware of silence, it is so loud, bro. It's crazy how loud silence is. It blew me away. I was like, bro, silence is like louder than noise, because you get to that bass frequency. You get to the base of everything. Like, what is my voice is bouncing off of the walls and everything that's in here. But when it's silent, all of that goes away, and the energy of the vibration, which is the base of everything, you hear it, and it's just like, it's real. It's crazy. If y'all ain't never meditated, y'all should meditate and try it. Yeah, go meditate. Go completely isolate yourself somewhere in your house where you don't hear no AC. Somewhere, turn the AC off. You don't gotta hear no mechanical noises, no man-made noises. Silence is extremely loud. But I say that to say that sometimes when you don't respond to certain situations, the fact that you don't respond is more powerful than if you reacted. Because now what happens is the person that was expecting a response from you or a reaction from you, they don't know what to do because you did not react the way that they expected you to. And so sometimes holding your tongue and holding your expression of your energy is way more powerful than releasing it. And you can get further if you discipline yourself. You get way further. You can get way more accomplished if you don't always react to situations. Learn to respond to situations. Hey man, I might be a yacht master. I am. You know, that's the purpose of me being on here, because I'm a yacht master. But learn to respond to situations, not react. Pay attention to yourself. Be honest with yourself at all times about yourself. That's hard for people to do. You're not free if you can't be honest. If you can't be honest with yourself, you're not free. If you want to be free, be honest with yourself about who you are. What's up, Privilov Play? I got a couple people from Russia that I know. I know some people from Ukraine too. Everybody seems to be pretty cool, man. But anyway, you know, how you doing? But if you can't be honest with yourself, you cannot be free. If you want to change, if you want to grow, it starts with you telling the truth about who you are. You know, when ain't nobody in the room with you, what you doing? What you watching on your phone? What do you think about people when somebody make you mad? Do you allow yourself to go to dark places? When somebody piss you off, you say, fuck, I'm gonna kill you. I hope you fucking die. Die. You know, like, if you think thoughts like that, you need to change that shit. That's not okay, bro. It's not okay. If you think like, well, I'm finna steal something from this person just because they seem nice, that's not okay. It's not okay. So you have to be aware of yourself at all times. a lot of the times people like to point out other people's flaws, but they never want to think about why they in the situation that they in. Wherever you go, you're gonna always be there, which means that you are the center of what you are experiencing. And so if you keep having the same experience, common denominator in the different experiences is you. I don't speak Russian, so you gotta translate it for me. But you the common denominator. And so instead of looking at everybody else as if they're a problem, don't nobody watch my live streams. Zahara, you right. It's all good though, man. You know, it might change one day if I just keep getting on here. You know, I'm thankful for the people that do watch me. But you might, she threw me off with that. I gotta get back on track. I appreciate that. Good Times TV. Tell you I don't speak Russian. Dang man, threw me all the way off. Well, I appreciate you throwing me off, Zahara. Um, anyways, treat people the way you want to be treated. No, I read your comment. I was reading the comments and your comment popped up. And so I read it. I got words for what I was trying to say, but I lost my train of thought because of what you said. I guess, you know, you just had to say that. It made you feel good or something to say that, you know. And so I guess, you know, I hope you feel good about yourself. If you came over here to troll, man, I don't, you know. But again, we wrestle with principles and principalities. So in one way, I'm in the middle of speaking something that possibly could have helped 2 or 3 people on this live right now. But we had somebody that had to come in and they had to bring whatever energy, suffering, and darkness that they got within their heart. They had to bring it to me to dispose it on me. So now they want me to deal with their darkness, their suffering, their unhappiness, their bitterness. They want me to deal with it when, you know, I guess that's how they feel good about themselves. But I really pray that you find peace, Zahara. If you're still in here, I pray that you find peace. And I pray that, you know, you just become a better person. They do, man. Good Times TV. That is how it is, man. But, you know, one day people will learn, you know. Thing about it is what you put out is what you get back. And so I'm doing good, Striker. Hey, man, Privlov play. Hey, I appreciate that, man. We love y'all, too. We actually love everybody. I know a lot of black people like me, and we love everybody. We don't really have an issue with people unless they have an issue with us. And the crazy thing about that is the world is taught that African Americans are like bad people, bro, but we actually some really good people, you know? We are, man. We some really good people. It's just that the world doesn't display the best aspects of us. And so it's one of those things where people judge us based on our creativity, you know, and like I said, the negative aspects that they show and display. But we had some rough times over here in America, and we some pretty good people, man. Everybody I know in my family, we got relationships with people of all nationalities, man. Like we got friendships, like, you know, there's no issues. But, you know, let the world tell it we like the worst people ever to exist. There's good people and bad people everywhere. You're right, bro. And you said, what religion are you, if you don't mind me asking? I'm not religious. I grew up Christian, but at 17 I stopped being religious. And what's crazy is when I stopped being religious is when I found God, bro. That's what happened. I found God when I stopped being religious. Because they tell you need religion to find God. You don't need religion to find God. You find God without religion. I'm telling you immediately. Because I realized that, like in my experience, I'd be living life and I would have an experience. And it was almost like something was playing with me in my experience. Like I'm trying to make something happen. And this force is just like, no, you can't do that yet. And I'm steady trying. And then Like I might say, okay, you know what? Let me take a different approach. And then out of nowhere, boom, it allows me to have access to that thing I was trying to do. So I built a relationship with God. You know, I built a relationship with God. Oh, hey, Thug Nasty. No, I got a pretty good man. I got some Bibles right here, bro. I got like 4 or 5 Bibles in my house. But I'm 29 years old. But I have a really good relationship with the Creator. And you know what? I share similar beliefs. Good times, I do. And there are a lot of different versions of the Bible. But if I show you the versions that I got, you would probably judge me about it. But honestly, I got the. I'm gonna show you now. Keep an open mind that they're just books, but they got good information in them. And so, all right. So I got this, the oldest Bible in the world, right? Okay. And then I got this. And so this Bible right here is a Masonic Bible. You know, some people, oh, it's the devil, but you know, whatever, man. It's a nice Bible. It's a nice book. You got a lot of good stuff in here. And so I'm not Ethiopian to my knowledge. I'm gonna be funny, but I'm a nigga. You know, I know a lot of people want to say it under what I am. You know, and I don't take it in the sense of in a negative way. Um, that's what we were created to be in America. You know, but I'm a human, man. You know, I went to the dentist and the dentist, she was like, tell me about yourself. And my first response to her was, I'm human. And it was kind of crazy that I responded like that so fast, that I'm human. But I felt like, you know, people like small talk. And we can talk about stuff that's pointless, but the reality is that I'm human. If you want to know anything about me, I'm human. My life isn't greater or lesser than nobody else's life, and nobody else's life isn't greater or lesser than my life. Their life, but yet, if they're struggling, and I'm in a different space, let me help them. You know, let me help them. Let me contribute to their existence. I think your life is only worth something if you're able to contribute to other people's existence. That's just me. That's how I feel. Because and it's so crazy because you can contribute to somebody's existence in so many ways. Something that I've learned is negative people that you experience in your life, like negative people that done negative things to you or said negative things or whatever, those people had to do what they did in order for you to become who you are and who you are to become. And so when you get to that point where you're happy with yourself in your life, always remember that you couldn't have been who you are if you didn't have those experiences with those people. And so I used to despise God. I used to feel some kind of way about God because I'm like, man, how could you let these people that are hypocrites live in a car crash, but you let a little boy, a little girl get raped somewhere around the world, and they're screaming your name, Jesus, help me, God, save me. And you let them, they just getting raped or whatever is happening to them is happening to them, you know? And it's unfortunate. And it made me think like, bro, how you let this stuff go on if you know it's all this stuff that happens? I'm doing good, you know? And so I'm thinking about this, like, bro, for a long time, I just felt some kind of way. Then it got to a point to where I realized, I said, you know what? It's hard on us, but sometimes the worst thing that happened to us in one aspect is actually the best thing that could have happened to us because you can gain so much momentum and so much strength from your life if you free yourself from being a victim of that experience. Now you have power over the experience. If you remain a victim to a challenging experience when you was young, then you could be 60 years old and you can still be 7 years old because of that experience. But if you find a way to help somebody, or to help somebody avoid, or to help somebody through a similar experience that might be younger than you or older than you, if you find a way to take your experience and to give to somebody else, you now have power over that experience. You no longer are beneath that experience. You are above that experience. So that experience, it don't carry no weight over your life. It's not something that is a whip that's beating down on you. You're not miserable all the time because you're so disgusted with yourself and you're so angry with yourself because this happened to you. Because you recognize that stuff happens to everybody. Let me help somebody, Let me contribute to somebody else's existence, because it might be a little kid that don't even know how to read and write. And now you can help them. They don't know how to read and write, bro. They can't even complete a thought. But you can help them through a certain situation because you can relate to how they feel, you know? And so I really believe it's about servitude and helping other people. I think that's what life is about. And that's my opinion, for humans. Because if you pay attention to animals, animals don't go outside of their nature. I'm going to read all the comments in a second. But animals don't go outside of their nature. Like, you ain't going to ever see a hippopotamus trying to be a lion. Ever. Or imagine an elephant. What that look like? An elephant trying to be a bird, bro. It's not going to happen. Because the nature of an elephant is the nature. That elephant is governed by that nature. That bird is governed by their nature. So birds are not like humans. Like, animals are not like us. They are completely in tune. An elephant don't be like, you know what, bro? I don't want no kids. I ain't having no kids, bro. They don't say that. Lions don't be like, yeah, I'm gonna be a solo lion. I don't want no pride. Birds don't say, yeah, I'm not gonna lay no eggs. Animals are gonna get together and they're gonna do what they're supposed to do. But humans, we sit and we say, I'm not gonna do that. We get to sit and choose on how we move forward, on what we choose to, how we choose to live in our existence. But I think sometimes having too much access to too many options could really be a detriment, because sometimes we don't make the best decisions. You might make a decision when you're 12. You might choose to see the world a certain way when you're 12, but you never change the way that you see the world, and you're 30. And that was the way you seen the world was wrong at 12, but you're 30 and you still see it the same way. And then you turn 40 and you finally realize that how you seen the world at 12 was wrong. 28 years done went by, and you've been seeing the world in the wrong way. And so, that's just some of the examples of, that's just some of the examples, bro. Let me read these comments, though. Good times, that's nonsense. That's what you were taught. You were fooled about Jesus being in human form. Jesus was God in human form. He came to reveal the light. Cool. Hello. Salam. I'm doing good, Aisha. Kali. I'm gay and I'm not afraid to say it anymore. I don't care what people think. Well, good job. I'm an Orthodox. I'm not going to try to say that, Aisha. The truth is, we are all reincarnated, and God doesn't want to give us punishment. We're actually paying for our sins, so nobody died for your sins. This is why we have so much suffering. Hey, I like that perspective, bro. I'm telling you, me and you, we got a similar way of thinking. I got allergies, so my nose is a little stuffed up, but we got a similar way of seeing stuff, bro. Good times. He came to show the miracles of God so that you Jews would stop worshiping golden cows. Love from surname. If history was so easily manipulated, we'd be taught that is under the great was a god. Gongus would also be a god. No one died for your sins. You need to pay for your sins. God is that a mercy giving out punishment randomly because of the haste of the desire. We have witness accounts of miracle performed by Jesus. There's no witness of yours. Y'all been going, turn it up in these comments. Malia Tootie, go ahead. Well, a lot of people willing to die about a lot of different things, bro, but a belief is something that can be changed. I started my own business, right? And what I learned from starting my own business is this, right? It's gonna be interesting. Matter of fact, I can show y'all what I used to start my business. Okay, so this is my breakdown. It's kind of hard to see, right? And so, because I was doing a lot of studying, I wasn't worried about my handwriting. But everything that you see that is over here, it got a line by it. That was something I had to take care of in order for my business to go active, right? And to be respected by the United States. So, I started my own trucking company, 18 wheelers. I only got one. So I started my own company. And I had to check off everything on that list. Now, you might think that it started on this paper, but it didn't. It started in here, right? And so what I learned was I had a vision. I wrote it down. And then I took actual action in life to check off the list. Once the list was completely checked off, the business is now realized. And so then I actually made like $70,000 in 5 months. I went and worked and I generated income. I had to actively go and do the work myself because I'm the whole everything. CEO, employee, the manager, everything. I was the whole nine. So I went and did that and I generated money. And so what I learned was when you start a business, it's the same thing. It's the same thing no matter what. No matter what business you're trying to start, it's an idea first. Anything you see was once in somebody's mind. And so then they took action and then they manifested it into the reality. And so I made that point to just show you that if you want to change, you want to be better, you want to do anything in life, it's the same thing, bro. You got to be willing to do the work. You have the idea, figure out the small pieces to that picture. Because the picture is a picture, but it's a puzzle. View it as a puzzle. What pieces? How many pieces go to this puzzle? Figure out how many pieces go to that puzzle. Once you put all the pieces in play, the puzzle will now be a full picture. And whatever you're trying to do, it will be realized. It will be easy. But now the other side of it is mentally, emotionally. I'm going to speak to those. If you're not strong mentally, if you're not stable emotionally, it's going to be hard for you to create that thing that you're trying to create. because you have to be able to follow through. You're gonna get frustrated. Things ain't gonna always go your way. You're gonna experience hardships. You can't just say, "Oh, well, I give up." You know, you gotta have some kind of fortitude. You gotta have something about you that is, strong. And if you can see it through, whatever you trying to envision for your life, man, it'll be realized. Y'all going in the comments, man. Y'all having your own situation. I'm just here. I'm talking. Y'all probably don't even hear me. That's crazy. Well, that's what's up, man. Y'all do what y'all do. But yeah, YouTube. Not to talk about religion, not to preach to people in a traditional sense. I really get on here to try to, strike thought in people, man. Just get people to see the world from a different point of view. If they already don't see it, some people see it, some people don't. So if you don't see it, man, and maybe that perspective that I offered can help you in your life. You be a little bit more fulfilled. You have a little bit more peace. Hopefully, a lot more peace. I have a lot of peace. I'm not bothered by a lot. I'm at peace with myself a majority of the time. I don't get into arguments. I don't get into fights. I don't abuse my family. I'm not a tyrant in the world. I'm not angry. I'm not shooting birds at people in traffic. Like, I'm not an angry person, bro. My heart is light. Your heart's supposed to be as light as a feather. I already know you do, bro, because I'm telling you, if I could, I would, but I can't because of what I do, Shaquille. But let me tell you something about that, too. And you good, Thug Nasty. I'm going to tell you something about that, Shaquille. You don't want to become dependent on that to deal with life. When you become dependent on something, whenever you don't have it, after a while you panic and you develop anxiety because you're not used to living life in a regular state. And the thing about life is it's primarily meant for you to live it in a regular state. We can make our consciousness extreme at times, but it ain't meant for it to be extreme. Because if it becomes extreme, we're not gonna fit into society at all, bro. You go next level when your consciousness become extreme. You don't care about nothing. You don't care about absolutely nothing. You are a wild individual, like an untamed animal in a sense. So you don't want to become dependent. You say you're already dependent, but you believe that you're dependent, and so therefore you continue to, be beneath it. So this is you and this is it, because you're dependent on it. But the moment you say, I'm not dependent, then it goes like this. When you choose to say, I choose how this go, it be like that, bro. You have more peace. You'll be okay. You can live life without it. I live life without it. I'm not struggling. I'm not angry. Like, oh man, I ain't had my smoke today. I'm frustrated. Like, no, bro, that's not happening to me. I'm good. Life is good. You know what I'm saying? So, y'all wanna just make sure that y'all checking in with yourselves, man. Hey, you think you got a rare back deformity? I wish I could upload my back on here. And I ain't talking about no back that go like this. My back literally is like, it looks like this, and then it's a curve, and then it goes back straight. It's crazy. I got physical pain in my back too. Only thing is, God is good because I can't even get mine nothing. You can't do nothing to it. You can't put no rods in there. My rib cage and my lungs, like, it's shifted. So like my rib cage is actually up against my lungs. And so it's in some parts it's like grabbing close. It's weird. I don't know how to put a picture of my back on YouTube, like while I'm on live. And I don't have another phone to show you, man. But it feel like you want to crack your back all the time, but you can't never crack it. That's what it feel like. That's the best way I can explain it. it's always uncomfortable. Like I gotta sleep on my left side because the curvature, the way the curve is, I have to sleep like I have to sleep on the way so gravity kind of pushes it out. Because if I sleep on the same side as it, it just get deeper and it hurts. It hurts more. And I'm just letting you know, man. You know that's just what it is. But we all got something, man. Everybody got that thorn in their side, you know. All I am on YouTube is just an advocate for humanity, bro. An advocate for peace. People talk about it, but you know, whatever, man. BMW M5. I'ma always name it. That's my favorite vehicle. But each one teach one, man. Y'all share some life experiences. Be kind to some of the young people around y'all, man. You know, uplift people. If you see somebody that's not having a good day, you know, pour into their cup. Tell them, hey, man, it's gonna be all right. You're gonna get through it. You know what I'm saying? And you build those relationships, man. We need more of that. We need people uplifting one another, man. That's what I said, and it needs crack. It's just that's how I feel, bro. I got it. I feel it all the time. But yeah, man. I had wrote this poem one time, and it got kind of dark. But man, we live in a beautiful graveyard. That's what we live in, a beautiful graveyard. So, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil. You know, that's what this is, the valley of the shadow of death. Hey, man, and you know, the government really attacked Hawaii, man. They attacked y'all with them lasers, man. That wasn't cool, man. And that really hurt me. It bothered me because I knew that's what was going on. You know, ain't no way Hawaii got burnt up like that. They trying to like really take everything from y'all. All the rich people buying up y'all land. You know, that's not good. It's so crazy because they kind of like don't even talk about it no more. They don't talk about what happened to Hawaii, but that was a tragedy. You know, that was what they call them things, terrorist attack. That was a terrorist attack. A domestic terrorist attack. That's what Hawaii was, man. That's unfortunate because y'all history was so sacred. But what's so crazy is people don't really consider what you know, I guess what people like me went through. You know, but it's crazy because everybody else going through what we went through. We went through it too. And people before us went through it. Other people of other nationalities, of other races, they went through stuff too. But everybody have that thing that they go through, man. And so when we just realize that we all are human, you know what I'm saying? We all are human, you know what I'm saying? When we realize that, bro, it's like, okay, let me help you. I can help you, you know, but just make sure your heart is clean. If I can leave everybody watching right now, make sure your heart is clean before you leave this earth. Make sure you don't have no resentment, no hate, no anger towards nobody. Make sure you forgive everybody. I don't care what they did. Forgive them. I know it might be hard. It's like, it's easy for you to say. I've been through some stuff. I'm not talking about it on here. But yeah, man. Make sure your heart is light as a feather. Leave this earth with a light heart, and you'll be good. You know, however the afterlife look, you know, you'll be straight. You should be good. If your heart is good, your mind is good. Primarily your heart, you should be good, man. So that's all I'm here for, is just to try to remind people of what really matters. No, nothing else matters, bro. You live life from your heart. The person having a bad day is because something in their heart ain't right. I'm always having a good day. Always. I don't have bad days. I don't have them. That's crazy, bro. I didn't even know that about the woman. It was in 1940. I didn't even know that. Yeah, that's wild. That's how it be though. That's what they do. That's what they do, man. They come and they collect. And they take over. It's a parasitic world that we live in. you know, and it's unfortunate and it's sad, but like I said, it's only so much that we can do. So, you know, make your life good, be at peace with your life, you know, set goals, achieve your goals, but prioritize internal goals. Don't just prioritize external material goals because all of that stuff is fleeting. It'll come and it'll go. But the internal goals is the value. That's the stuff, the treasures. That's the stuff that you instill into your kids. Because when you develop certain characteristics, they will govern you. That's what happens. It becomes your government. Certain characteristics become your internal government, and you won't be able to do certain things without being punished by yourself. It's gonna be hard. Like if you do, you ain't gonna be able to go to sleep because you're like, oh man, I wasn't supposed to do that. You know. So that's what you want to develop. You want that. You want to develop those virtues so that you will be held accountable when nobody's around you. And you will eventually you'll start to see a life grow like a plant. You be a twig at first, you know. Trees be little twigs, like a little sprout. That's what a big oak tree or whatever kind of tree, they be small. But one day you look up and they like 70 feet tall. And so that's what happens in your life when you establish certain virtues, is that you grow and the virtues grow with you. And as they grow, they become like branches. And so now you got fruit from the trees that you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, I appreciate y'all time. It went by. It's probably like my best YouTube live that I ever did. I'm happy with it, man. I appreciate the support, the likes, and the comments, the engagement. It was fun, interesting, and I really hope that y'all will, you know, tap back in with me at another time. If y'all comment, I'm gonna do my best to respond. If y'all have suggestions as far as topics, we can talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not like one of those people that just ignore people and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, y'all do whatever y'all want to do with the channel. But I appreciate the support, and I appreciate y'all just, I guess, spending some time with me and listening to me and pouring into me, because I get a idea on what life is like for other people, and so it's a humbling experience, you know. And so, like I said, I appreciate y'all, man. So, yeah, man, y'all have a good night, and be safe. Keep your heart light as a feather.